When we meet Germans, we often hear,
Ach so, you are American. So what do you think about Trump? How could you guys have ever elected that orange man as president? I could never live in the US because of the rise of far-right nationalists and how Americans are just allowing it to grow in popularity. Don't you learn from history?
I know you guys aren't used to small talk, but you really gotta work on your icebreaker questions, by the way. But you know that feeling you get when you are on your way back home from a foreign country and you just kind of feel yourself relax because everything is familiar again? Well, after 7 years away, and as Germany has become more and more our home, an interesting thing has happened when we fly back to the States. Rather than completely feeling like I'm going home, in some ways it feels like I'm going to a foreign country now. Part of the difference in feelings is contributed to the way that the US has seemed to change while we've been away.
Hello everyone.
And to be completely frank, we kind of live in a very peaceful bubble in Germany. No, that's not because Germany is just a purely blissful place to live, but because of some differences in culture surrounding politics between the two countries. When we travel back to the US, it's become a little bit of a shock because of how Americans wear their hearts and politics on their sleeves. Hats, cars, yard signs, and feet. And in the last 7 years, this has seemed to become even more prevalent than when we first left the US. Back then, it was just flags and yard signs. Now it's the whole gambit of merch. In Germany, this just isn't nearly as prevalent to display your politics on your person or in your yard nearly as much, unless it's anti-AFD merch, I have found. And to be honest, this is a bit of fresh air and something I much more prefer in Germany. In Germany, we are able to much better regulate how much news and media we consume in order to stay informed, but not be completely bombarded with news and other people's politics.
You want anarchy.
No, what
you
I
want
want
open border anarchy.
What I want.
For sure, Germans love to talk politics. And just like I made a joke about Germans asking us about Trump when we first meet, this actually isn't a joke. Germans will jump into politics much quicker conversationally than Americans generally do, but overall, when we are in Germany, we feel like we can choose how much political discourse we take in rather than it being a constant noise like in the US.